Welcome to another edition of the Cardinal Reviews. This week we got The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
What's happening, dudes and dudettes and others? Um, so I just got done playing through a small indie title called Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's sort of kind of under the radar. JK, LOL. I just fucking love this goddamn fucking game. Yes, I'm gonna cuss a bunch during this because I feel that that is the only way that I can really get through to you how much I like this fucking game. Fuck. So, um, just right out the gate, this is the true fucking successor to the original Zelda that was on NES. That game threw you in a fucking world and said, "Do it, kid." And you're like, "What? Do what?" I don't know. And they're like, "We don't know either." Yeah, you wander into a cave, you get a sword from an old man, and then you're forced to just wander the fucking deserts and forests and plains and figure out what you're supposed to do. And that's pretty much what they do here. This is a true adventure. Since, to me, there hasn't been a true adventure game like this since the original Zelda. Yes, I do like other Zeldas better than the original Zelda, don't get me wrong. But as a straight up, like, where the fuck am I supposed to go type of game, this is almost like a sequel. It's almost like a true sequel to the original. And it is brilliant, man. And holy shit. I'm going to try to make this not super long, but, you know, sorry. I'm going to start with the sound, the music, the voice, acting. The sound in this game. See, now here's a little weird thing. So the sound in this game is absolutely brilliant. And we know this from Zelda, right? Every little, you know, tingly thing, every little, you know, treasure chest opening, every sword swing, every time you pick up an item, every time you make something out of fire, it just sounds so good. It just sounds brilliant. It's that old. Maybe it's nostalgia. I don't know, but it brings a warm feeling to your heart. You know, the music, however wonderful when it's there. This is sort of a pro and a con because I love Zelda music. You know, I think Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past have two of the greatest soundtracks ever created for a video game. I don't think that will be said of this one, even though I think this is the best Zelda game since Link to the Past. It is just so minuscule. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because it is fully open world and I understand that. And, you know, a lot of times you're climbing a mountain or something and there's a lot of piano, like, you know, light, airy stuff like that. And it works. It really does. And it feels nice when it's there. But it almost is too minuscule for me. I kind of was waiting for that big moment, like maybe when I got my horse or something, or when I beat the first big castle or something, and I would come out and it would start playing the, you know, iconic theme when I was riding my horse across the Hyrule fields or whatever. But it doesn't do that. Now, it does play with the main theme in a way you don't expect later on in the game, which is absolutely fucking brilliant, and I think maybe that's why they were holding off. And that's the thing about this entire game is everything is so subdued, and you're like, wait, why am I wearing blue? Why is there not the iconic Zelda theme? It's almost like they threw everything on its head just so you'd be like, what the fuck are they trying to do here? What is this game? This isn't fucking Zelda. But then you're like, of course this is Zelda. Every single part of this is Zelda, and that's the thing, is Zelda isn't just the soundtrack. It isn't just the way Link looks. It isn't the fucking green tunic. It isn't Epona. It isn't Ganon. It isn't castles. It isn't any of that shit. They know what it is. It just is Zelda, and you know it when you start playing it. And this really turns a lot of the systems on its head. There are no traditional dungeons, which is fucking brilliant in my opinion. There are shrines scattered throughout the world, and each one is like a small, tiny puzzle room from like a dungeon from Ocarina of Time or Skyward Sword or whatever. And they act as just one room. And so it's like you beat this one little puzzle room, it's one puzzle, and you get a piece of heart. And you can use it to upgrade your stamina, or it's a spirit orb, I'm sorry, but use it to upgrade your stamina or your hearts. And your stamina helps you climb, helps you do your spin attacks, helps you do a bunch of other shit like that, and helps you sprint. Obviously, you know what hearts do. It's your life. So that's, to me, immensely satisfying. And not only satisfying, but these shrines have some of the best puzzles that have ever been in a Zelda game. And they make you they make you feel smart. They don't make you feel like an idiot. They don't hold your hand ever in this game. That's another thing it brings me to. You just go, right? You wake up, you come out of a cave, just like in the original Zelda, and it says, here's a stick. Go fucking beat the game. Your first quest, fight Ganon. Ganon is the traditional boss in all Zelda games, most Zelda games. And that's it. That's your quest. You go through a tutorial mode, you learn some basic skills, and bam, you are ready to go out and pretty much do anything you can. If you're good enough at the combat, which is brilliant, by the way, they clearly took some nods from Dark Souls here, with the like the visceral attacks and the parries and stuff like that. Which is amazing, because Nintendo did what they needed to do, and what I've been saying they needed to do for years is they took from the Elder Scrolls format, they took from the Dark Souls format, and they took from Shadow of Colossus. They took these three things and they put them in their little fucking box of magical love and bullshit, and they came out in this fucking brilliant goddamn game, and it's ruined every game for me. It really has. And it's sad. It's sad that, I didn't expect this to be this good. I knew it was going to be very good. It's a Zelda game. Of course it's going to be good. It's the highest rated series of all time on Metacritic. Now, and also, it just looks good. Like, why does it look so good? I played this on the Wii U. I didn't play it on the fucking Nintendo Switch, because I don't have one. Because I'm not the dude. I didn't camp out in front of a store for 5,000 hours. We had a Wii. So why spend $300 on a system just to get a game that's already on a system that I already own? And it still looks good. Beautiful world. I mean, the lighting and the art direction is just so brilliant and well done. It's crazy. You climb over a cliff and you come over a hill and you're just like, holy shit, how does this look so good? Every time you climb a mountain, there is a vista that looks like something from a game that they would funnel you into this vista so that you could see it, because they'd be like, yeah, check it out. Like in Uncharted, it's a linear game. When you climb over a thing and you see a vista, that they wanted you to see that. That's there for you to see, But this is, you come over it whatever angle you want to, at whatever time of day you want to, and it always looks amazing. And that's crazy, because the Wii U, I'm sorry, the graphics are terrible on the Wii U. I mean, they're not terrible, but I mean, compared to PS4 and Xbox One, I mean, come on, man. I could only imagine what this game would have looked like on a PlayStation 4. But that's just how good Nintendo is, which also brings you to some negatives, right? Because it does look great, but it also has a lot of frame rate issues. I noticed some chugging mainly during towns and forests or areas where a lot of shit was happening. It didn't hurt my playthrough too much, but it was noticeable, and it did break the immersion for me. Also, it rains too much. I know that's a weird complaint, but when it rains, you can't climb, and that's annoying. It's not that big of a deal. You can build a fire and wait it out till morning, but it does happen at first. It seems like it happens in the beginning of the game way more than it does towards the end. Maybe that was just my playthrough. The inventory system is clunky. Not the quick switch stuff, which was great, where you can quick switch between swords, bows, and shields, and your magic power. But there's so many environmental hazards in this game that you got to keep switching clothes, armor, and stuff so much, and there's just different things that call for it. That I really wish there was a quick switch button for your armor, like there was for the other stuff, because that starts getting old, man. I gotta say, the voice acting's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's fine, and that's the thing, though. So those are really my only negatives with this game, and those are very minute. I mean, that is very small compared to the brilliance and the discovery of this game. And brings me to the point of why this game is so fucking good. Every corner, around every bend, around every mountaintop, every single fucking place has something new, something cool, something awesome, something fun, unique, or exciting that you just don't see in most open world games like this. Even a game which is one of my favorite games of all time is Skyrim. That game does open world so well, but this is so much more exciting, and I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it, but it's like, just when you think you know the mechanics, you think you know what's going to be around the next corner, you think, okay, I've seen this guy before doing this, and you like go around this cave, and then there's this big sleeping goblin, huge fucking size of a building, and he's asleep, and he's got a necklace on, and on the necklace he's got a sword hanging off of it. It's a size that you could use, and you're like, oh shit, that sword looks awesome. And you like climb on him while he's asleep, try not to wake him up, and you pull the sword off, and you could wake him up, and you have to fight him, or and he is not a part of the story. He's not part of a quest. There's nothing that tells you to do this. This is just this emergent gameplay where this just happens in this world. It's all fucking alive. This world is so alive, and it's so brilliantly made, and it's art. It is put together. This entire world is just seamless and just beautiful and brilliant, and I don't understand how they did it. I now know why it took them fucking 7 years to make this game. Because I wasn't a fan of Skyward Sword, which was the last Zelda, and I was so super disappointed, and it took a long time for them to make that. So I had similar expectations here. I thought it was going to be way better, but I was just like, I don't know. They just, and then, Zelda open world. What are they? It's going to be like Skyrim, whatever. Western games have done this way better. Nope, they nailed it. Nintendo nailed the shit out of this game. The other thing some people complain about is the weapons break, right? So you get a sword and it breaks after a few turns, a few battles, or even a few hits. But I think at first that's jarring, because you're like, oh, I got this cool sword and it's gonna fucking break. Oh. But by the end, dude, towards like the latter half of the game, you have too much shit. And you're like, oh my god, I have all these amazing weapons, and I just found a new amazing weapon. Which one do I fucking get rid of so that I can hold this with? You know what I mean? Like, so it comes full circle. By the end of the game, you have so much cool shit. You're like, I don't want to get rid of this cool thing and this guy. And I have a fire sword. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna at first you're gonna be like, whoa, I don't like this. Things break too easy. I like easy games. Ooh. Which is another thing I feel like they kind of took from the From Software guys. And just the physics and everything that's under the hood here. You can solve puzzles the wrong way, which I've done numerous times. I used certain skills and abilities in a shrine to solve a puzzle, and I was like, this seems so weird. This shouldn't be the way you should solve it. And I was like, this is so fucking weird. And I had to do all this weird workaround, and I had to do this and fly up over a thing and do a thing and do this other thing. I don't want to spoil anything, because this entire game is a fucking spoiler. It's like, when you saw The Force Awakens for the first time, your friend was like, how was it? You're like, I don't want to fucking tell you because I don't want to tell you anything about it. Because the whole fucking game is one long spoiler. That's why it's so great and that's why it's so incredible, because it is one big spoiler. It is your adventure, it's your discoveries that make this game as good as it is, and I don't want to squander that. But I will say that the fact that you can solve puzzles the wrong way in this, whereas the other Zeldas, that wasn't an option, right? It was like you had to do it this way. That was the only way. But this has this great physics engine where you can toss things up and do things and cause explosions and really just mess with the world. You can really fuck with shit, and that there is some small detail to this game. Like if you're in an area that's too cold, you're on a snowy mountain, and you'll take damage unless you're wearing a parka or some shit. But if you equip a flame sword, you will stay warm. Even if you're not holding it, it'll be on your back. It'll keep you warm. There's so much of that tiny detail shit that is brilliant, and so many callbacks to the old games. And this is just one of the best games I've ever fucking played in my life, and I can't stress that enough. I do not give games a perfect score. I do not think this is a perfect game, but it is the best game I've played since The Witcher 3, possibly even since, I don't know, possibly this entire console generation. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. I loved every fucking moment. I just beat the game and I wasn't ready to do my review, so I beat it again. I beat the boss again because the final boss was so much fun to fight. It was hard, yeah. It was fucking hard. The whole game's hard. It's the hardest Zelda probably since the original, or Zelda 2. But it was just so much fucking fun, and that's the thing, is this game is fucking fun. It made me feel like a little kid again. I feel like I was playing the first time I ever played a Zelda game, and just smiling and laughing, and when I heard the iconic tunes, and coming over a mountain and opening a treasure chest and finding a fucking certain weapon and just being like, oh, this is so fucking cool, and then leveling up certain things, and or solving a certain puzzle and making me feel smart. I don't really like puzzle games. Most people that know me know that I'm not a puzzle game guy. But I love the fucking puzzles in this game. They were so well made. They were hard without being annoying. They were fun without being too easy. And that's just every single part of this game is just this perfect balance, this perfect amalgam of all these pieces that just come together and create one of the greatest gaming experiences of this entire fucking generation. And I hope you can go pick it up. If you don't have a Wii U, maybe go think about getting a Switch, because it doubles as a handheld device, so you take it on the road. But thanks for watching. I am the Cardinal, and hope you like this review. Have a good one, guys.